up? My stomach hurt.
My stomach hurt.
I don't know about that.
I'm trying.
Look, sit up there. Look, I mean, I'm just saying. Look, sit up there because, hot air travels up. So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heyo Show. Please forgive Caddy because Caddy's
I wanna find
controller is
out.
broken, so she has to
You right.
walk sideways.
Oh, Carrie.
So we
If anybody feels really bad for me, my Cash App's in my bio.
What a hustler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heyo Show. Trust me, y'all know how we do. Check it out. My name is Matty Cakes, and I'm a local legend inside the metaverse with a double S at the end of. Holy shit! Oh God, that's that new building.
I might have to sit up because I'm sitting right behind.
Sorry,
Local
I'm sorry.
legend
Keep
inside the
up with
metaverse
your
with a
speech.
double S at the end of the cake. And by my side, as always, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. She is the gib of the gabbin and tit for the tat, the front and the back, the side by my side, always. Yes, sir, indeedy. Oh, am I feeling meaty? For the ladies, sometimes known as Katie. But to me, she'll always be the infamous. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She's the co-hostess with the mostest from the west to the what? East Coast. It's Caddy Pookie. Let's see some confetti for her, heart and soul.
Yay, Caddy.
Also, welcome back to the stage, the lady with the best front row view, bringing everything she sees here at the show to At Home with You, Miss Callie J. Baru, Team MCK, Trust and Bust. We'd also like to give a great shout out to Lux Vision Studio Productions. I'm sorry, Divine CJ, don't beat me up. They are graciously helping us out at every single show, just like they do for so many other people. Wonderful team. Look into them if you need stuff recorded. Awesome people.
Next.
So let's start this show out. I did not subscribe to the Meadowood Gazette. Okay, I did not subscribe to the Meadowood Gazette, but for some reason we ended up catching a copy of it outside the door. So while I was getting the show set up earlier, I happened to read through some of the articles that we had, and and some of them were quite interesting. I'm going to start with the first one, the Meadowood Gazette. There is a bar inside of Meadowood right now that's actually under investigation for segregation. Dude, come on, it's 2024. Are we still doing this? Like, this is insane. Apparently, 4 fonts walked into the bar, and the owner told them, "You guys got to get out. We don't serve your type here."
Oh my God.
It's so fucking stupid. It's funny. I can't. I'm sorry. Hey, next one. So,
Please.
yeah, there's a very popular. I don't know if you can see it from here. Hold on, real quick. There's a really popular bakery here. Well, there was. It was a generational bakery here in Meadowood. The whole thing ended up burning to the ground. The owner owned it for about 50 some odd years. A local customer was quoted as saying his life's work is now toast. So I'm sorry. It's the paper. I didn't fucking write it. So let me see here. Okay. The other one was there was a major police bust here in Meadowood for gun trafficking. Apparently, the person who ran the whole gun ring, his name was T-Rex, was captured. He was a small arms dealer. You can't make this shit up.
That was funny.
I'm sorry, you can't make this shit up. And okay, last one here. Local, this guy was actually really famous. Local Meadowood Spanish magician has gone missing. He was doing a disappearing act, and apparently he was going to disappear on the count of 3. He said, "Uno, dos, poof," and he vanished without a trace. He has yet to be found. So that's Meadowood Gazette. We apologize for I didn't subscribe to that.
Thank God.
Yeah. Whoa! Look at my butt. Did you see me just look?
What?
Nothing.
I thought you said look at my butt.
So we we actually have a really great guest tonight, dude. Really great guest, dude. And we're gonna bring him out in a little bit. I did have this guy come to the world. He was. I know in the advertisements it said we had this mind reader guy. His name was Parlax. He had these cards set up. What he was gonna do is he was gonna draw this energy out of the air. He was going to give us the answers, and then the questions were going to be on the card. It was actually a really gnarly trick. I was watching him do it. He couldn't make it. Apparently, he's still suffering from whatever he did on Wednesday, yesterday. But through some mystical power, he actually gave me this like gift. Okay, so I'm gonna do the routine in place of him. Are you ready, CJ? M5, you guys ready? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Card number 1. What did they say to do? He said to hold it up, shake it. Rampant trolls, high turnover rates, and an introductory package to ASL. What's in the welcoming bag at Gatsby's? Oh my God.
I mean,
Yeah, we're going to
I
get
don't
canceled for
know.
this one. Here we go. Who writes this shit?
¿Qué está pasando aquí?
Here we go. Let's see. The most common phrase that we've been hearing in Meta recently, and the slickest line in your girl's DM. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh my gosh.
Because of the shirts. The shirts.
Yeah, the shirt.
Oh God. We're gonna have to consult Firemaster over that one. Let me see here. Let's see here. 2 hobos and a girl named Sandra. Who are the writers for the Hey Show? This is, oh God, we gotta get through this
Who's
one.
what?
2
You're a little
hobos and a girl
giggling.
named 2 hobos and a girl named Sandra. Who are the writers for the Heyo Show?
The writers for the Heyo Show?
I've never met them. Never met them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kaiju Showdown.
Where's my
We should just
grinder?
start saying,
Soapstone.
Sherwin.
Girl, I can't work this shit no more.
Anything else?
We'll talk. Excuse me.
What I would be doing if I wasn't at this bum ass
Yeah,
show.
next.
I agree. Anyway, so, dude, Sade's in the crowd. I want to give her a shout out real quick before we bring Sherwin out. Sade is in the crowd. She's the first person that I saw that took these new seating arrangements. I got invited to a world, lots of baby oil, in a very private room, the space 21 room. And I don't know if you guys have been there yet, but go check out the bed inside that room. It was it was
There's no
it
baby
was a
oil
trip.
there.
That's
You
right.
gotta see. She's the first person I saw do it. Everyone's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but this thing like bent you right over the bed. It was great.
No, I
You
took
get-
that out.
Totally funny. But anyway,
Boy, no.
with that said, I want to kick this off because this has been a wild
I'ma take
2
a shot to
weeks,
that one
dude.
too,
It always
because that's
seems
a part
like it
of my
takes
Seattle.
forever to get in between shows. And this show actually marks the official halfway mark for the season. So we're there. We're close. We're almost done. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this guy is absolutely incredible. I want to bring Sherwin out here and let's get this
on
ball
mobile.
rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
Oh my God! You know what? I forgot to make.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Sherwin.
What up, Patty? What's going on? Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up?
Confetti for Sherwin.
What's going
Phenomenal
on?
dude.
Hey,
I
What's going on?
before we start,
Hey.
apologize. Our sponsor for this week, is Unorthodox Circumcisions. The billboard is out there. It's not a rip off, and tips are included. So we have a lot of weird sponsors for this show.
Yeah.
This is why we're not getting monetized. So,
Right.
Sherwin, I want to thank you so much for the honor that you gave me, even though I wasn't able to fulfill it. When you had invited me to Horizon Squares, dude, I gotta be honest with you that when it comes to actual shows, like not podcasts or not anything, that is by far my favorite. Your charisma and the way that you interact with everybody inside the squares, the love that they give back to you is absolutely brilliant. And I think that you do a phenomenal
Thank you.
job. Um,
Thank you. I appreciate it. And just so you know, that's a yet. You haven't been on the show yet, right? We still got another season coming up, so you never know what might
you don't, you never know. You
happen.
absolutely never know. And dude, I really appreciate you coming down because it's you. You're a phenomenal human being. Since the first time, that we met, it's just been nothing but love, dude. Absolutely nothing but love. But this Horizon is legitimately not the beginning of your journey, dude. And I believe Kat, you wanted to ask him, talk show based. You had something
Oh yeah, did
backstage?
you have a Tonight Show on
Yeah.
what the heck? Alt Space? Was it
Alt
Alt
Space.
Space?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
actually, this is why I love this show so much. It's because it kind of reminds me of my days when I had a talk show.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's totally right. I had a show in Alt Space called The Tonight Show starring Sherwin, and it was very similar to, Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show. And
Mhm.
like literally, I studied all the hosts, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all the hosts, all their shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just understood, the formula that goes into making one of those like late night vibe type shows, and that was one of the biggest things that I ever did. A lot of celebrities came on that show. We had people like Miss Laura Hayes from Queens of Comedy. I don't know if you guys know the Queens of Comedy, but she was one of the Queens of Comedy back in the day. We've had Vin Rock from Naughty by Nature. We
Yep.
had FitXR, the instructors, Coach Billy D and Elise. They came on the show. So yeah, I mean, just a lot of like cool people coming on that show, and the vibe people got, right. They were able to experience what a late night show is, and that's why I love this show so much, is because I feel like you guys have that same vibe. It's very relaxed. It's late night. Everybody's at home, having a drink, smoking their weed, you know what I mean? And just
Oh,
Hey
relaxing and having a good
yo.
time. So that's why I love it here.
Yo.
Hey yo.
Hey.
Cat,
Welcome.
listen, for those of you that don't know, for those of you who know Caddy over the years, okay, Caddy was in party chat when you first met her, and the reason for that is because Caddy did nothing but rip bongs, cough, and laugh, and everyone thought that Caddy was rude because she would never talk. But if whenever she came out of party chat, she'd be like, there she goes. She'd be,
Listen,
she'd
Who
just
was
anybody who
rip
that?
them
knows
one
us
night.
knows that's what we do all night.
Yeah.
That's the after hours, you know what I'm saying? After we leave, business, we go across the street, and that's what we do. We handle some other business, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm around the clock.
She's
I just
Yes,
yeah,
sneak. I
she's
just sneak out real quick. I gotta go to lunch.
yeah, she's on call.
right.
I really
I gotta do
appreciate
some
you saying
outreach.
that. I truly appreciate you saying that. Because I thought that was so fascinating. When I read about it, and I thought, wow, dude, this guy's really got it down. I mean, dude, your set was awesome looking too, and that's what we aim to
Appreciate it.
do here,
Hmm.
was have that type of nostalgic feel. And dude, you nailed it. When I looked into it more and more and more, I thought this guy had it, man. He really had it down. Was your transition? Were you on Alt Space the whole time?
Yeah, when I first came in, that was like the first social app that I went in. I mean, obviously, Beat Saber, all those apps I tried out first, but Altspace was the first social app that I found, and I loved it. It had everything, literally everything that you needed. So I was happy there. I came to Horizons and like saw it, and I was, not as impressed. I felt like Altspace had better worlds, and you can do a lot more in there. So that's why I stayed in there. And then when it went down in March, I went over to VR Chat, So actually, it went down not this March, last year, March, I believe, in
Mhm.
2023. So it's been over a year. I went to VR chat, started doing my show over there for a little bit, but then I was like, it's not the same vibe, in VR chat that you'll get from Alt Space. And so I'm really particular about the energy that people get when they come to my show, the experience that they have. And I felt like they weren't getting that completely in VR chat. Hence why I came over to Horizons and started Horizon Squares, because I wanted something fresh, something new, and have people come in here and experience that same kind of level of production that I always put on. So that's my origin story and how I came about. But yes, I did start in Alt Space first.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It really is. And we say this at every single show. Like, not everyone can be a show host because it's insanely. I was just explaining to someone the other day. Like, I invest real money into this. You know what I mean? And like,
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand it. Caddy said, if you can I lighten the load for you a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you guys this. So Caddy says, let me. She was like, you're overworking this. Let me lighten the load for you. Give me the programs that you use, and I'll help with the advertising. And she hits me back 10 minutes later. She goes, "You pay for all these things?" And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, it's not
It's
free."
not cheap either. It's like fucking like $9 a week. Fuck you, dude.
No,
That's like
I went down to
no.
the base. I went down to the
So
basic.
that's a little pricey. $9
No,
a week.
Right?
no.
Yeah.
Stop. I went
I was
down.
like, no, I'm good, dude.
I went down to the
I'm
basic
good.
package. I
Oh,
Okay.
did. But yours, Sherwin, I want to
$4.99 a
give
week.
you a shout out. Your advertisements for the show marked the beginning of a new string that we're starting. So the stuff that was moving, the different, it. I I'm doing all this shit on my phone. I don't have a fucking computer. I haven't had a computer in 16 years. Um, it is what it is. Anyway,
And that's
yeah.
something I had to like really invest in when I started doing alt space, and like I was doing all these shows.
Oh yeah.
I was like, a computer is necessary because I can record my own stuff, I can create videos, I can do whatever I need. So I actually invested in a PC. I had a Mac, and a Mac doesn't do it with a lot of these apps. You need like a PC, a gaming PC that really can handle a lot of these games, and so, or apps, and anything, right? So that's why I invested in a PC, because I saw, okay, if I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna commit to really doing these shows and giving my all, I have to invest whatever I need to make that happen. So I had to buy a whole PC. It's a lot of money. It's not cheap. It's a lot of
Mm,
time. It's a lot of money that people don't understand. Even just one episode, right? I mean, you guys are preparing the whole week. You're doing promo. You're coming up with what you're going to talk about, the questions, your monologue, right? And a lot of people don't see that side of things. All they see is when they come here, the 1 hour that they get, right? And they don't see the whole behind the scenes. So I give it up to you guys because I know how much work it is, and it's a lot of work. So keep doing it, because, like you said, it's not for everybody. Some people like to build, that's something they
yep.
like to do. It's more at their pace. But if you're
Mhm.
somebody like us that likes to put on a show for other people and, be committed to doing that, then, this is what we love to do.
Fucking phenomenal answer, Cat. We've had the easiest guest this season. It's so this
Jesus
is
fuck! Why do you do that? Stop.
I'm okay. So
By the
I
way, I
do
love the
I
background music. I feel like I'm in a haunted house.
oh
I
my
hear
god, I
like
hate it.
like
Listen,
screaming
There's
and
music.
no, it's the howling and stuff. Guys,
Oh.
I have to admit to you guys, the audience, I cannot wait until October's done and I can go back to my regular show world colors and my regular lights. It is driving me fucking crazy.
I love
I do
it.
want to
I like it.
apologize
I
for
love it.
the opening monologue, the Parlax thing. It was such a good idea, but let me tell you why the idea was so good. I have not smoked in 12 some odd years because I work with heavy machinery, and I just recently started smoking again, and I was crying laughing when I was like writing this, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And then, like, as I was sober and I'm looking back at it, I'm like, it's funny, but
Explains a
it's
lot.
not that funny. You know what I mean? But like at that point, I was so deep,
You
I
know what?
couldn't back out of it.
Sometimes we get into that creative flow and we think something is good, and then
I was
we wake up the next
crying.
day like, what were we thinking?
I was
You know?
crying, like laughing. And then, like when I was reading over it tonight, I'm like, this stuff is not as funny as it was the other night when I was just some guy was calling my name, Maddie. I'm telling you, I haven't smoked 12 years. I turned and looked at him. I'm like, why are you speaking to me, dude? Like, I don't know you. I was getting freaked the fuck out in here. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. Um, I'm sorry, but I've had a clear mind for since I've had kids. You know what I mean? Like it was like a decision that I made, and recently life's just been so. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna chill. Anyway, that's a really interesting. Oh my god. Guys, let me ask you a question. Have you ever like bent down to pick something up in real life and you're afraid you're gonna hit your head on something virtual and you're like trying to get away from it?
All the
Um,
time. That's why I gotta move everything out of the way. Okay, I need my play space
I
clear.
would like to know, as an experienced person, when you said you have to invest, I would love to know what you would suggest to people when it comes to investing like that to start your own thing because not everybody starts great, but you do have to start to be great eventually, you know?
Right.
For me, I'm looking at prices of stuff and I'm like, I could just get Hormel chili instead and save a couple bucks. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because I'm sloppy with food. So, what would you suggest when it comes to that? Since you have the experience in it.
Well, I mean, to my opinion on that is that if you want to do things in here, you have to pay people for their work, right? If you want quality work, right? If you want quality products, quality results, you have to pay people for their work, right?
Very
So
true.
I pay, and it's different for everybody, right? Everybody has a different budget. So maybe, there are other builders out there that are more affordable, right? That you could go to, right? Or there might be a builder that's more on your budget, but you have to determine what that budget is and find people that are willing to work with you. When I
Mm-hmm.
first started in Altspace, I didn't have like a dollar, right? So I worked with people who did it for me for free the first time, right? And this was me just trying it out. This is when I wanted to do a musical. The first thing I ever did in Altspace was direct a musical. It was The
Really?
Wizard of Oz. That was the first thing I ever did. Yeah,
I
4 years
acted in
ago.
that play when I was in fourth grade.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite plays, and so I decided to do that in Alt Space. That was the first thing. There's video of it. You can watch it. But I literally had to find people that would take a chance on me that didn't know really what I was going to be capable of doing, my potential, who took a chance on me and said, "We'll do this for you." And the return of it was like amazing, right? Because then it really started my drive for wanting to do this, and I was able to start employing those people, right, and actually contracting them for work and things like that. Then I found other people and I networked with other people who were really talented and I paid those people for their work, right? So it's really important that if you do want to be successful in here, that you do have to pay people for good quality work. You know what I mean?
Great
So
answer.
that's part of it. And a lot of people don't realize also, like, it's not just a show, it's a brand, right? It's an entire
Mm-hmm.
business. And so a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get custom avatars and stuff like that. Well, you should, right? You should pay to get a custom avatar so that you can promote mostly for VR chat, not as much in here in Horizon, but
Mm-hmm.
in
Right.
VR chat, like, or in alt space, like you could buy outfits in there, right? If you want to be on this kind of level, you have to invest, right? You have to buy things that are going to elevate your brand. My brand was always wearing suits and tuxedos and things like that, kind of like how you have it right now, Matty Cakes. Now I'm a little bit more relaxed in my look, but
You
back
do.
then
You
I
got
was
like a
always
Jurassic
wearing
Park look
suits.
going
That was
on. It's
my
nice.
thing. I, everybody who knows me from Alt Space knows I was the suit king. Okay, I always wore
You.
suits, even if I was at a pool party, I'd be wearing a suit, right? So that was the brand I was trying to promote, right? Is this Tonight Show brand? When have you ever seen Jimmy Fallon, rocking a tank top, right?
Right.
You never,
Right.
right?
Right.
You would
Right.
always see him
Right.
rocking a suit. So that was the brand I was promoting, and I had to invest for that, right? I had to put
Mm-hmm.
money in its entire business, right? So I have to pay for a website, right? So that people can go online and check out my work, right? This is something that is bigger than VR, right? This is something for people outside of VR so they can see what I'm doing in this space. And if they're interested, they can come in and do their work, right? So it's a lot that goes into it. Um, I think hosting a show is great, but being a producer is like a whole nother level, right? And I consider myself more of like a producer than a host at times because I'm not just like hosting shows, but I'm producing shows and I'm, doing a little bit more than just, you know, hosting with, with people. I feel like I put my all into every capacity of the actual production, right? So
Confetti for this guy. He's fucking
Absolutely.
awesome. By the way, for those of you at home who are keeping count, he said the word right 37 times, just so you
I
know.
know I probably will
No,
say
I'm
right
just
and
kidding.
like a million times. I know I gotta stop doing that.
No, no,
That's
I do
my
the same
crutch
thing too.
word.
My son calls me on it. Ah, dude, a musical. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was the
That's
first
so
thing I
awesome.
ever did. I
Uh,
did the Wizard of Oz, and then because that was so successful, I did the Dream Girls or Dream Girls.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I
so
love musicals. And my daughter will not. My teenage daughter will not stop hounding me about watching Hamilton. And I'm like, sweetheart, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. But I'm like, I'm exhausted all the time. And nowadays, watching movies for me is like I watch the opening credits of who's in the movie, and then I watch the ending credits of who was in the movie. And it's like I'm sleeping halfway through it. But yeah, she
yeah,
keeps trying to get me on it, and I want to. I'm actually, she doesn't know this, but I'm taking her to go see Wicked. So she doesn't
I heard
know
that's good. The movie or the Broadway
no,
play?
the Broadway play.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I
So
heard the
she doesn't.
movie was good though. I heard people are saying
Oh, great
they've been watching the
casting.
movie and they've been saying it's good.
Great
But
casting. Yeah.
mm,
Kat, you had a before I ask what I want to ask because Sherwin, you have something really interesting coming up in November that I want to touch on. Kat? What did you say you wanted to ask him?
What's this Gambino boys?
that's funny. No, the Gambinos is just like literally the front row that you see right here is the Gambinos. We're just a friend group. We've been rocking for a long time. Like a year ago is when I first started working with Tinka Ferrari. We did a comedy club. Actually, I saw Miners in here a second ago. I thought he was also part of it as well. And we did this comedy club back then. And then since then, I've just been, we've been working a lot together and we've been hanging out every night. So we just, naturally formed a friend group. And it was actually a joke that I came up with during the comedy show when I did my set is I was talking about their group, the Zen Royals, and how they are very tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said during my comedy set that they remind me of the Gambinos, like a mafia, right? That's how they roll everywhere they go. They're like the mafia.
Right.
So it just stuck, and ever since then, it's been Gambinos. So
Tink almost beat me up. Tink almost beat me up one time. That's
Let's
true story.
go.
Tink almost beat me up one time because we were going back and forth on who was using AI generated photos for their ads for. I,
Oh, God.
I eventually just said, "Yo," like I was like, "Yo, you can have this one, dude. I'm not trying to get beat up." You know what I mean? You know how she does. You
listen,
know how she does that thing where she gets serious and then she has a lovely voice, but then it just drops in bass a little bit, and you're like, "Whoa." You know what I mean? So yeah,
it's that don't
I
play
had
with me, boys.
yeah, I had to concede on that one. I said, let me take a step or two or five back. Um, so
We're all we may seem tough, but none of us bite. We're all nice people, and
no,
I'm
no,
a-
she swings, she punches.
Ferrari says
So
I bite.
Um,
maybe after hours, but
I have to.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely
awesome.
amazing. Dude, Gambino. Yeah, when I saw that too, the Boys in the Hood, Gambino boys. Yeah, that was.
that's
I
just
was
us
like,
playing
I
games.
was like,
Koan is there, Mike. We're just playing games. The Gambino boys. You
yeah,
know what I
Coleman's
mean?
got some stuff going on right now too. Yeah, like
Actually, if you guys come out this Friday, Koan's got a birthday party going on, and we're
yep.
releasing the music video that we just
Yes.
shot together in VR chat. So if you guys want to see that, that's gonna be premiered this Friday. So
Shout
make
out to
sure you guys
Koan
come out.
Kimpachi
Let's
and
get
your
ready.
upcoming birthday. I want to tell you a funny story about Tinker. So we were inside of what was the name? What was the name of that doggone world that we were in? And this dude comes in. Oh, I'll never forget this story. This guy comes in and we're all standing at the bar talking, giving and gabbing. And we're like, yo, what's up? I think the guy's name was, it may have been Brooklyn something, not Brooklyn Brit. No, you're right. It was a guy. So he comes in, we're all like, yo, what's up? How you doing? And he's like, yo, what's up? Right? We walks over to the corner where the bot was standing, and the bot was just playing music. And he didn't know the bot was on global.
Oh.
Well, this cat walks over to the corner, he's like, yo, what's up, sweetie? How you doing? Yo, hey, yo, Oh,
Not him
you
hitting on a
got,
bot.
yeah, you got really good, you got really good eye. He's complimenting the avatar. He's like, your eye's looking real good today. And we all are standing at the bar and just stopped talking and turned and looked. And we were like, yo, is this cat really hitting on a music bot right now?
Word.
Like, it was crazy as shit. I mean, he was, dude, he
I've
was
seen that
throwing some
happen.
lines at her. He really was. I will never forget that. I will tell that story until the metaverse is something different. Anything. I will tell that story till the end of time. It was so funny to me. I couldn't believe it. It was just as
I see it
sleazy as
rotating.
guys who walk up behind chicks and just click on their name.
Hmm. Listen, and it's
Uh,
worse in VR chat, especially with these big booties and these,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm
oh,
saying,
tons
walking
of
around in
jiggle.
VR chat.
Tons of jiggle.
So it's like a lot of that going on.
Just he's in the crowd, so I want to give him a shout out. I don't, and I put everyone, please. If I don't give everyone a shout out, I apologize. But Jay Octavius, let me tell you something. Jay Octavius, I am the biggest fan of that O and E, the OE. I love it. I love the
Yes,
atmosphere. What you're doing right now is awesome. Keep it up, man. This guy
absolutely.
is. You're cool as shit, Jay. I really, I remember Jay on his very first day when he came in here Ferrari too, when they first came in the first day in Horizon, and all doe-eyed like, wow, look at this place. This is wonderful. You
You
know,
know what? I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm about to call him out right now. Because Jay, you know I want you on Horizon Squares, and he told me that he's not an in front of the camera kind of guy. But what I've been seeing lately, it seems like you are a star, and I need you on Horizon Squares. So we're gonna make
hmm
that happen.
let's let's see some confetti if you guys want Jay Octavius on Horizon Squares. Let's bully him into it.
Hey,
Let's go.
Come
that's
on,
what I'm saying.
Jay.
You see that, Jay? You see that?
Nah,
Look
Sherwin,
at
don't feel bad. Jay is one of the illustrious three that told us no about being on this show too.
I don't take no
So
lightly, Jay. I'm gonna turn that no into a yes. We're gonna make it happen. And same with you, Maddie. We're gonna turn that no into a yes.
I said no
Yes,
because I had something else important going on.
that is true. It was
It
your
wasn't that
birthday. I'm
important.
blaming
It,
it on you.
it was
No, I'm just
your
kidding.
I
birthday.
know. I was like, you're an idiot. Go on
No,
it.
it was
No,
your
Wasn't
birthday.
you
that
should
It
be
important?
wasn't
there.
about me. It was your birthday. We made it for about you. So speaking of VR chat, you're hosting, and I do not want to discuss politics. That's one of the things we don't do on the show. But you're hosting a political event
Hmm.
in VR chat coming up soon, and I thought that was really
Yeah.
intriguing. Because you don't see a lot of people doing that. Everyone's like, "Yo, come to my club and
What's up?
smoke my hookah, or do this, or let's do this." You know what I mean? But you're doing
Right.
something that is deep seated inside of people, and people are very passionate about. I would love to hear about that if you don't mind.
Absolutely. First of all, politics is right. It's something we don't discuss a lot, right? I think it's one of those things that people
Discuss it
try
every
not to
fucking
talk
day.
about. It's not
That ass.
dinner table talk,
Even when
but
I don't want to.
there's a way to talk about politics and have it be more educational than to be
Yeah, fuck
argumentative, right?
Trump.
And even when I did my talk show, I always did that in the monologue. You see all these Tonight shows and stuff like that. They talk about politics. Now, it's pretty lighthearted stuff, but still at the end of the day, I think politics is really important to be discussed because it's our
Really
country and
weird
what's
form
going
tonight.
on. So
Fuck is
election
going on
night,
with you?
we are doing a election night party. I don't want to call it a party because it's not really a party, but it's called America Decides, right? 2024, and it's gonna start at 6 o'clock. So doors are open at 6. We're gonna be playing live news coverage from all of the networks. So ABC, CNN, even Fox, right? NBC, everything, right? And just showing that. And in between those news coverage, we're also going to be having some panel discussions. I honestly got this idea because I saw a lot of people going on Instagram Live lately and doing conversations and stuff like that. And I was like, why don't we do that? But maybe in a more political, I don't want to say political forum, but in a way that we're discussing issues that are happening in the country, right? So shout out to Jen, Peoples. There's a few people who are going to be hosting panel discussions where we're going to talk about issues that are important to us, right? And it's going to be open to everybody, no matter where you come from, right? Whatever side of the party you are on, it doesn't matter,
You're on
right?
the
Because
Right.
right
this is an
side.
inclusive event. We're here to talk about issues that matter to us, and what we would like to see in our, government, in our politics, right? And we're also having this big live map that shout out to Ryu. He's a creator from Altspace that works with me frequently. He made this map that is actually going to keep track of the Electoral College in real time.
Oh,
So it's going to be live coverage, literally. So as the news is going on, in real life, we're also doing it in VR, right? We're going to broadcast it as well. I believe shout out to Lux Vision. They'll be there helping us broadcast a little bit of the panels and stuff like that. So it's going to be a big thing. So make sure y'all come out. Like I said, it opens at 6, but if anybody knows election nights go on till midnight, right? So it's
mm-hmm.
a long event. And that's why we have a ton of hosts and different people hosting different sessions because it's going to be a long night. So come at whenever time you see fit. There's going to be an agenda announced soon. Once we all get together and go over time slots, there'll be an agenda send out that you guys can follow and come whenever you like. But yeah, it's election night in VR. So
And
if you guys want
while
to
you
know
were
what happens with
while you were giving that answer, I don't know if you heard, but someone in the audience screamed when you said it doesn't matter what side you're on. Someone said the right side, real loud. I don't know. I don't know if you heard it.
facts.
But it took everything in me not to burst out laughing because it was just so random and funny.
That is
Like,
true. I mean, we
it
live
was
in a
funny.
democracy, so you can't fault anybody for having a point of view or an opinion about their political view, right? We all might be different and we all might agree on fundamental differences, but we live in a democracy at the end of the day. So people have a right to their own voice and their opinion. And I hope that Tuesday, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday comes, right? We can discuss it in a friendly format, right? And
Absolutely. Well spoken. Well said. Well said. Everyone does have a right to their voice, even if you're a scumbag. So we, we no, we, dude, this is the easiest, one of the easy. I thought People's was easy. This one is even easier. Like this
shout out
is
to
great.
peeps in the
Yeah,
building.
shout out to People's Publicist. Dude, y- I'm having the time of my life on season 4, man. I've the other ones. It was so difficult, but you are just like articulating everything. You're just hitting the nail on every single head. This is fucking
I do
great.
have one more announcement too, if you want me to make it.
Of course,
Please.
you're the guest here.
Because
That's
this
what
is
you're
an
here for.
exclusive and I saved it for your show. But Horizon Squares season 3 will be back November 14th. So make sure
Whoa.
y'all mark your calendars. November 14th coming up. We're gonna announce our DJ pretty soon and our first center square. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Follow the Horizon Squares page and keep up with us. But yeah, November 14th is right now the tentative date as far as everything goes smoothly. Right, we will be back, and season 3 is gonna be fire. So make sure y'all come.
I have the
I marked
funniest.
it. It's on my
I
calendar.
is that one of
Thursdays at
Callie?
10.
Callie, you have the calendar. Is that one of our show days, the 14th of November? Do you know?
I
Can
think
you
it
just
might
nod
be.
there?
Your guys are right before Squares.
Well, we're
Yeah,
bi-weekly.
we're
You don't
right
know,
before.
Callie? That's
So
the
you guys
fun.
actually could come here first and then come to Squares after.
That's
So you guys have
Absolutely.
a packed Thursday night.
that's you heard it here first.
Go.
That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also have to shout out sisters and sisters. Who was
Shout
it
out to
that had that
Sister.
shirt last night, man? Was it Yada? Oh my God, that was
Yeah,
some
it
of the
was Yana.
best marketing for a brand I've seen on the customized shirts, dude.
Mhm.
You
That
know
shit
who's
was
the queen of
amazing.
putting in the prompts is Tink. Tink is the one who comes up with all these prompts and sends it to us, and we all just generate whatever like the prompt is. So shout out to Tink. Yacht is also really good. They write really good prompts. I'm really bad at writing prompts.
I'm
as you can
horrible. It
see.
always says, sorry,
I'm-
don't know what the fuck you're
I need to
talking
ask
about. It's like,
other
you know what?
people.
Fuck you. I'm done. I'm done.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
put in something. It's like, sorry, we can't generate this. I'm like, why? I didn't say anything.
Every time. Every time. I'm like,
Right.
I'm done. I don't
I,
care.
Uh-huh.
I actually threw those note cards. I need those. No, that's blank. Oh.
Hey, what up?
So
Shaq?
we're just gonna wing the rest of the show apparently. So we
Oh, wait.
just kidding. We wing the whole
Account.
show.
We wing
Well,
it anyway.
we wing the whole thing. This is all random. That's why it's so chill.
Like, do you
But
actually have
we,
shit written on those things?
I do,
Right.
but it's all nonsense.
Like, well,
Um,
yeah, besides that.
so I do have a funny story about the Horizon Squares. You had asked me to be the guest, and I was head over here. I thought about it all day, and I was like, oh man, this is great. And then I was like, oh shit, like I can't do that day. That's terrible. But then the guy you brought in to like that was the like replace that slot was like this huge record producer and this and that. And I said, why the fuck didn't you ask that guy first? He's a goddamn
I think you're talking about
celebrity.
Soul G. You know,
Yeah.
actually, one thing that's interesting about Soul G that I will say is
Yes.
he's an incredible producer. He's the one that you're referring to, I'm guessing,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he produced Red Light Special, that TLC song that you guys
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
He's worked with a lot of people like Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, Jada Kiss, no Diddy, but P Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And but he actually what he did that I love is he did my theme song right for the Tonight Show. He did my theme song, and a lot of people don't know this about him. He's actually the one who produced the That's So Raven theme song. So it's like That's So Raven.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know that song?
Oh
So
yeah.
he
We
produced
got
that
kids.
song and he did my theme song. And if you actually listen to my theme song, it's on YouTube. It's very similar. You know, at the end, I'm like, yep, that's me. You know how she does it at the end and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's very similar. So yeah, he's a really cool producer. I've been really blessed to work with him.
Dude,
He's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When you announced that that would be the guest as opposed to me coming on, my head was so big that day. I was
Oh my
like,
god,
oh
you don't
man,
even
I
fucking
got
know,
asked
dude.
before this guy. I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, Matty Cakes. Like I couldn't even fit
Wow.
through the doorway to go to the bathroom. My head was so goddamn big. So it,
You know, I'm happy that you feel that way. I'm gonna be honest with you, like completely honest. Like I've had people who come on there and maybe not respect that spot as much. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a big honor to be in that spot because I've had people like Grammy Award winners in that spot.
oh
Lil
wait,
Steve
was
been
I?
in
Oh,
that
I
spot.
was center square.
Yeah, that was the center square.
Whoa!
But
Oh.
no,
Pack it up,
but and I'm glad
folks.
that you feel that way because like I said, I've had people who've come on and not felt that way, right? And maybe they didn't take the opportunity to really promote what they're doing and have us talk about the amazing things that they're trying to accomplish in here or whatever, right? So I do appreciate that mentality because it is like a big spot. We've had people like Vin Rock, right? Lil C,
Mm-hmm.
Head Crack, Just Nick, Soul G, right? And the next season we're gonna have even bigger names coming on, hopefully. So
Matty
you know,
Cakes. Yeah.
exactly. So
Come
yeah,
on,
no,
I
folks.
was gonna say I could just see like a little argument and him be like, "I gave up the center square for your birthday."
there'll be plenty more
here's a
opportunities.
representation, a visual representation of Caddy barking at me. I saw you do that. Yo, dude, that I didn't
That
know.
was your
So
car.
we had Teddy Johnson on the show. Oh,
Yeah,
thank
he is
you.
funny.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Fargo,
Someone
right?
just sent me a
Yeah.
thanks.
Hmm.
We had Teddy Johnson on the show, and Teddy Johnson's linked with the Fargo building back there. For those of you who were in the squares for Horizon Squares, I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys know, Teddy was so out of his element. Teddy, when you see
He's
Teddy,
so cute.
when you see Teddy outside of that area, he's talking, he's joking. I thought it was so funny during Horizon Squares when it got quiet for a minute, and all you heard was like the fart sound. I was like, yes, I was hoping he was going
He
to
had
do
some
that.
good jokes
He's a
during the
funny
So
dude.
funny.
during the
But
episode.
Mhm.
that whole panel of people, it's a club. It's a club. You guys literally have a club there. And he was so out of his element. And I said, dude, it was so funny seeing you sit up there stone silent,
Hmm.
and everyone else is talking over each other and joking. Dude, if I was saying, I would have made that shit a fucking circus. You know, I would have had a
And that's
great
the whole
time.
point, you can have a lot of fun. In fact, I honestly, but you know what makes the show really fun is the natural funniness that comes from it, right?
It
You don't
does.
have to try too hard because the chemistry is already, brewing between everybody that there are going to be jokes flying around that make it funny. And there have been certain moments that you literally cannot write. There have been moments that you cannot write and have been
Yes.
hilarious. And the one that really comes to mind is there was a square that we had. And I don't mean to call him out, but it was one of the funniest moments that we had. It was this guy named Mike, Ayo Mike, and he was
Oh
in our
yeah.
square. And I didn't know at the time that he was like 21 years old, right? He was young, right? He's not
Hmm.
part of like a lot of our generations, right? He's like a generation younger than us, and He came on the show. I didn't know this at the time, and he got hit with a Belle Biv DeVoe question. I don't know if you guys know Belle Biv DeVoe. All right, it was a question of like, what are the lyrics to their song "Poison," and he literally did not know it. And we were all like, just what sing? We were literally singing him the song in harmony all together, and he still didn't know the lyrics. And then eventually, like, can't trust a big butt and a smile. Like, bruh, you Google the shit out of that answer. Like, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot make a moment like that up.
You
You know, it
can't.
was just so funny in the moment that, you know, those kinds of moments is just what make the show so fun and make me want to do it. It's just, I love putting a smile on people's face, even if it's at their own expense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mike,
but,
I used to work with Mike when he was young, even younger,
Mhm.
at Black Magic, and that kid is so funny. I believe he's a rapper too. He's pretty
yeah.
talented. He's a good kid. Um, he was so funny, and I would be taking it real serious. I'd be standing in the fucking doorway with my arms crossed, watching everyone come in, right? And he'd come in, he'd be like, Matty Cakes, what's going on today, Matty Cakes? I'm like, dude, will you slow down for a second, please? And then Ms. Malik will be on the other side, like, come on, honey, you're gonna have to sit back for a minute and just relax. You know, Ms. Malik's calm
Very
tone
Miss
she has
Malik.
with the, yeah.
Yes,
Dude. So I love Ms. Malik. So
absolutely.
um there was another time on that show where someone, what did they were asked about a country and they said Australia. And I was
Oh, we've
like,
had a few of those. We've had a few geography flubs, okay?
oh
I think I
man.
asked Ferrari a question of what country, and she gave me Europe. You remember
Look,
that,
not too
Ferrari?
much on me. Not too much. Not
Ferrari.
too much. Listen, listen.
Yo.
We've had a few
We got
geography flubs.
players mess up.
Oh.
That's why I love,
Oh
like,
man.
you know, we do a lot of music themed weeks, but sometimes I switch it up. And some of my favorite weeks have been like Know Your Neighbor, which has been, you know, questions about the
Yeah,
actual
that's
squares, right? Like fun facts about each square. We've
Right.
done Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, which is, you know, basic school subjects. And you'd be surprised how common sense isn't so common, right? And it's just funny,
it
right?
really
Those are
is.
the things that make it funny, is just hearing people's reactions and, you know, a lot of times I know I get a little bit of shit from people because they think that I'm rigging the questions and like giving them hard questions for a reason. But in my mind, they're easy. You know what I'm saying? When I'm writing them, I write them myself, like all the questions. And so when I'm writing them, I'm thinking this will be something they can answer. And then I get to the show. I guess it's the pressure and all the lights and all the eyes and everybody looking at them that makes them just go blank. But, you
The
know,
lights are text script. They're not even real. They're
exactly.
funny. Dude, fuck, I was gonna say something. I don't even remember what it was. That's the
um,
beauty of this show. Go ahead, Kat. What you got?
I'm super super sloppy and didn't charge my headset, so if I disappeared, I died.
Hold on, let me
At
look.
Been
least
there.
once, at least once every single show. Hold on, let me find the card that actually says it. At least this one. At least once every show we say this because of Caddy's sloppiness. By the way, Caddy's last name is not Pookie, it's actually Joe, first name Sloppy. So with Caddy's recent announcement, we will be auditioning for new co-hosts of the show. So stay tuned for that one and make sure you check the stories. I'm sure there's a couple people out there in the crowd that the seats just warmed up underneath of you when I said that. We
I'll give you a headset for free.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. We have such a good time here. God, I love this show. I love it so much. When we came back after summer break, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm at home again. You know what I mean? Do you get that feeling when you step back into your element?
That's what I'm doing right now. I just took
I
a
love it.
like 4 week break from VR, you know, just really just taking time off and
You
focusing on
did
other
disappear
stuff.
for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm still kind of like coming back slowly, but no, I did take some time because, you know, one thing I've learned, I've been here for 4 years, and one thing I've learned is if you're on here every single day for 4 years, you will get burnt out. If you
Yeah,
do
of
not
course.
take certain times during the year to just really like disconnect from this world, like it's so super important. And that's not to say that you have to leave here and never come back. right? It's just disconnecting momentarily while you're resetting and getting yourself together so that you can come and be even more productive and be an even better version of yourself. I will
Yep.
burn out,
Yep.
doing all the stuff I'm doing if I just kept going, right? So it is important to take some
I
time
love
off.
the people who announce that they're leaving. They're like, I'm
Oh,
fucking done. I've actually done it a couple times myself. But I'm not gonna lie. I love the departure announcements.
I,
It's
I
like
I mean, to be honest with you, the only times I've seen that is when people are saying that because they went through like some drama and then they're
Yep.
like, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. And I will say the one thing about me is there's been no drama or no nothing
you
that will
don't
make
hear
me
anything
leave
bad
this
about
app
you.
and never come back. You know what I mean? Like, of course, everybody goes through drama and has issues with people.
Sure.
I'm not perfect either, but nothing I've been through will ever push me to the point where I make that's my decision to leave, right? If I'm gonna leave, it's gonna be on my own terms, right? And I'm gonna be in a
Right,
good place.
right,
I would
right.
never make somebody make me leave something that I love doing. I love VR, right? This is a fun
I
part
love
of
it.
my day, and getting to do these kinds of things is what makes me really happy and fulfilled. And I would never make me get off this app. I mean, that's not me, but
You,
I've seen
dude,
that happen time and time again.
I absolutely agree. You know what I never noticed actually now, and all the times I've been in build mode. Excuse me, folks. I apologize. I don't want to see this. Holy shit, that building is really burning. Um, wow, that color brown on that seat is fucking hideous.
I love this
Isn't it? Holy
backdrop.
smokes.
Goddamn.
No, this color is just absolutely abhorrent. Is it not? Is it just me?
You chose it.
I did.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you did.
Sonny, I can
Somebody
hear
say,
you
yeah,
out
you
there.
did.
Yeah, Sonny.
Heyo.
Hey, Sonny, nice flannel. Why don't you go chop down a couple more trees? So
Bruh.
we
If I remember.
You look like a lumberjack.
my recent drama, my recent drama actually did take place with Ferrari, and I'll tell you,
Oh,
it was actually at Horizon Worlds. She showed up, and I said she looked like she was about to seat a table of four at the local Chinese restaurant. She didn't speak to me for about a week after that. I
all right.
checked
Well,
my
let me just say this: not too much of Ferrari, because she do be dipping in my closet. So if you are talking about her outfits, you're talking about mine technically. So we be sharing closets from time to time. So don't go there with
I
her
checked
closet.
Instagram every day to see if she was still following me.
Yo.
Dude, we had such a good time here. I don't think people realize like how much investment that you actually have to do inside the community in order to do something of this caliber. You got a guy like Teacher Danny right now. Good-hearted guy. I got to give him credit. He's a really good-hearted guy. And there's so much that you have to do. You have to show up to this, and this. Not only do you have to, but you have to want to. You have to make your
Mhm.
presence genuine when you get there, because we're born genuine creatures. It takes so much energy to be something other than what you actually are. I never understand people who do that. It shit boggles my mind. That's actually going to segue into my closing affirmation, but not right now. So we it does. It takes a lot, dude. And I commend you for everything that you have been doing and the people that you work with. That speaks volumes about the caliber of person that you are, is who you surround yourself with. Because there are people in here who are in non-stop trauma. And it's like, dude, just fucking dump the guy already. Dude, just do that. You know what I mean? Dude, just okay, if you want to do that, take the goddamn headset off. Like it's non-stop. And no matter, my cousin was like that. Let me tell you about my cousin. She was constantly arguing with, this is one of the reasons I got rid of Facebook years ago. She was constantly arguing with her boyfriend. And I'd pull her to the side and say, hey, listen, you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this. She's like, you know what? You're so, Des, you are so right. And I'm like, I know I'm right. And then, she would next day be posting eagles flying over a mountain, soar over your fears and aspirations. She'd be posting all this stuff. And then I'm like, there you go. You're on the right path. And 2 days later, it was like, fuck this bitch. And I'm like, well, what happened to the eagle in the mountains? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
She was the type of person you would have to tell over and over. And eventually it was just like, I don't even want to talk to these people anymore. I got cooler people in VR that I could talk to, you know. So it's like I don't even talk to them anymore. It's my own family.
And I definitely got some really great friends. Like shout out to the people, like you know what I'm saying. Everybody out here in the front
Great
row,
people.
everybody that I know, y'all know who you are. Like I appreciate y'all for real because like it's they not only are they my friends and we hang out, but they're there for me when I need them. When it comes to the shows that I do, you know, a lot of them are like you know they're helping me out, right? Bringing in their bots, helping me with being a guest when I need them to be, you know, whatever, right? So, yeah, I really am very blessed to have such an amazing friend group, so many amazing people in my network. And one thing people like will learn about me is I may know a lot of people and I do network with a lot of people, but I keep my circles pretty small. You know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
talk to a lot of people very frequently, especially like opening up about personal things or my life that's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
I keep that part of me like very to myself and I have a very small circle. So although I may look like I know a lot of people, I do, but you know, the small circle of people that I have around me, like they're the ones that keep me going. So yeah, shout out to everybody. Y'all know who
That's
you are.
that's
So
it's so well. My circle is about as small as the circumference of a belly button. It's like I try to keep it as tight as possible, man.
yeah.
Um, I want to give you the opportunity to toss in some plugs. I know you did so during the show, but if you have any extras, man, please, by all means, toss that stuff out there. If you want to reiterate some of them, because your upcoming projects. Oh fuck, god damn! I did have a question I wanted to ask.
Hmm.
Um, but is what you do in real life anything like what you do in here?
Well, I'm in the Silicon Valley, so I'm in tech. I work for tech startups.
Oh,
I do marketing and sales and things like that. But so I'm not in the VR space like IRL. Like I don't do VR stuff, but I'm still in tech in software. So I do you know techie stuff, but very different from my you know my day to day is very different from what I do in VR at night. So
Mhm.
yeah.
that guy in the comment section for one of your promos was like, "I need to know what vitamins you're eating. You look better and better in the promo."
That's
That shit
DJ
was,
Vatatron. He's a good
yeah.
guy. He's my first ever DJ from my first ever talk show that I did in All Space called On Air, which now back then he was my DJ and my co-host was somebody named Jess Nick, who was just recently on Horizon Squares. Jess Nick is now a host at WBLS, which is one of the top radio stations in the country, and she's interviewing
Awesome.
people like Mary J. Blige and Wendy Williams and Coco Jones, and I don't know who she did, Robin Thicke this week, and Patti LaBelle, and just everybody. So she's doing a big one out there in New York. So if you guys are in New York, shout out to Just Nick.
Yeah, we, what the fuck was I going to say? Dude, I'm sorry. I'm like totally lost sometimes.
You were
Now,
talking about DJ Bad, but
no,
I just had
listen.
to plug Just Nick for a second too.
No, we have bigger celebrities on here. We have Sherwin, People's Publicist. You know what I mean? We've got yeah. So I'm not even trying to hear it. I did reach out to real life celebrities. I didn't realize how many hoops you have to jump through to get to these people because that's never been like my thing before. Because I'm not one to idolize celebrities at all. I love what it is that you do. If it's not at a Diddy party, but you know
I've
what I
not been
mean?
to
Whoa,
a
hey,
Diddy
hey,
party.
Yeah.
No,
whoa,
I've not
whoa,
been to
hey.
one. So
Yeah.
just for the record.
Yeah, I don't know what goes on there, so I can't
You
say.
don't want to
But
know.
I that
Chill.
had to have been Jen. That had to have
It
been
was.
Jen.
Was.
I can't tell because my eyes are closed right now.
I know
So
it was.
was it? So
Yep.
oh man, that's a good topic. But anyway, so I have reached out to celebrities recently, and that shit was difficult. I mean, that was so. It's the amount of things that you have to go through just to get to people. I do want to say this: if you ever see it, Eric Andre, stop ignoring me. I want you on here. This show is like it's what you do. It's fucking crazy. Did you get that, Callie? Did you get that, Eric Andre? We need him. So he's blowing up right
That's
now
cool.
too. I used to watch his show when I was bedridden for 7 months, and I was in so much pain from laughing, and the four herniated vertebrae, in my, like I have
I'm
four
gonna
herniated
die.
discs.
I'm gonna
Um,
die.
Oh, don't die, sweetie.
I'm gonna
We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it real soon. Okay, just hold on tight. Okay, with your frilly shoulders. So, um, we I laughed at his show so much I want to get him on here. Um, do you mind if I do my closing affirmation?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to wrap it up since we want to be able to have Caddy end the show with us and not have her die on us. Welcome everyone. Hello everyone to the show. Don't trip on your way in. We're not covered. So we my closing affirmation is this, and I always try to do something positive. Who you are, and I read this earlier. I'm not always zany and goofy and stuff like that. For those who know me best, I actually do a decent amount of public speaking, eulogies, this and that. I'm a psychological coach for a football team. Um, so I read this phrase earlier: "Who you are and who you want to be all matters on what you do." And you had a great statement earlier about the drama. We all have choices to make, and those choices always come with reward and with consequence, both, no matter what choice is made. That's why I love them choose your own adventure books. Man, I fucking love them things. But it's very important to stand by your convictions. Who you are behind closed doors is not always the same person that you are out in public. Character, it's so vastly different that you have to make sure that you protect that peace, and you protect that peace by the decisions that you make. So who you are as opposed to who you want to be matters on what it is that you do. So make the best decisions for yourself and stand on it. That's my
I
closing
agree.
affirmation. Yeah, that was it.
Nice.
So Callie, CJ, cut it. Show's done. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we really appreciate you coming out to the Heyo Show. As always, we don't give a shit about likes and saves and shares and all that junk. What we do care about is that you take tons of pictures while you're here, while we're in the lobby afterwards, and share them to the world page. Because even though we are not in each other's physical tangibility, we are still making memories with the fundamental essence of what makes us people. Boom.
I gotta see if I can get a picture before Caddy dies.
I'm gonna die.
Hold on.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna
let's
die.
get one before
I'm gonna
Kay
die.
dies.
Hurry,
I'm gonna die.
hurry.
I'm gonna die.
Where's Maddie?
I'm
Oh, there he
wedged.
is.
I'm wedged in here. Oh,
Absolutely wonderful.
All right, there we go. We got it.
Oh, Jen, before you leave, Jen, before
Yeah.
you leave,
Yes,
is she
sir.
still
Yes,
here?
yes, sir. Yes.
I don't know if you want to go to the one side of the theater, but we did put the Meta Amputee Coalition up for you.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see it. I can't see it.
Hello, everyone. Baby Angel here, excited about an event tonight. Creator and founder of my brand, ASE Angelic Solutions Entertainment, host of What's Tea Podcast, meta host, entertainer. Y'all already know I'm so excited because now I'm a sponsor of an event going down in VR chat, baby. It's going down, a collaborative effort between Ice Cold Stacks and the one and only Ty Sky DJ, y'all. It's going down Fright Night Vibes VR chat, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't wait to see y'all there. It's going to be turned up. It's going to be lit. Mwah. You don't want to miss this, baby. I'll see you there.
What's good, everybody? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Rufus Dean, aka the Commissioner, and this is your special invite to tune in to Lux Vision Studio. We're about to debut King of the Mountain. Professional spades are being played on Mount 52 like never before, and you want to tune into this. Ticket information will be available shortly. Again, this is your boy, Rufus Dean, aka the Commissioner, and you don't want to miss King of the Mountain here on Lux Vision Studio. Let's get it.
What's good, everybody? This is Tony Stark VR, one half of the Billionaire Club. This is a luxury cigar lounge and event space. We like to deliver an experience, so whether you're cooling on the corner or chilling in a club in the VIP section, you're a VIP for us. So come through, vibe with us, come to the events. And speaking of events, we're sponsoring the Fright Night Vibes event by Ice Cold Stacks and Ty Sky the DJ. Come through in your best outfit, whether you're in the headset, on mobile, or on web. Let's get it.